Hi everyone, and welcome to the Burnt Brass Homestead channel. We have been harvesting peppers from the garden the past couple months. In addition to using the peppers in our meals, we also have been preserving some to get us through the winter. You can use the links in the description to skip ahead to the parts that you're most interested in. We have harvested about 15 pounds of various peppers from the garden, and there are still more growing. Organic green peppers cost about $1.99 per pound, while organic red peppers cost $2.49 per pound, and jalapeno peppers $3.99 per pound. It costs virtually nothing to grow these peppers, since the seeds that I use was from last year's harvest. Just by growing peppers, we saved at least $50 to date. So imagine how much we're saving with all of the other food that we're growing. I am making a small batch of sweet peppers using 1 cup of water, 1 cup of vinegar, and 1.25 cups of sugar. If I like this recipe, I will make a bigger batch from the next harvest. While waiting on this mixture to come to a boil, I sliced the peppers. Here I sliced about 4 or 5 bell peppers and 1 banana pepper. If you notice how I am cutting the pepper, I am trying to go around the membrane that holds the seeds. This allows for a cleaner cut. And because most or all of the seeds are still attached to the membrane, it makes it easier to collect the seeds. I then slice the peppers in strips and add them to the boiling mixture and allow to boil for about a minute before transferring the sliced peppers to the jars. After adding the peppers to the jars, I add the liquid and stop at the first ring on the jars, which is about 1-inch headspace. In case you are wondering, these peppers will be used when I make hoagies and sandwiches, and they can even be used in salads. Next, I add 1 clove of garlic to the 2 pints and a half a clove to the half a pint. I also add 1 teaspoon of salt to the 2 pints and a half a teaspoon of salt to the half pint. Finally, I debubbled each jar, wiped the rims with vinegar, placed the lid and the ring on the jar, then moved to the water bath canner. The process time for these jars was 10 minutes. And that was pretty much it. I did edit the video so that you did not watch me cutting or slicing peppers for 10 minutes. But this process really is quick and overall took about 20 minutes from start to finish. Next, I show you the process that I follow for freezing peppers. Now, this process starts off the same way by cutting the peppers. And in this case, I cut them into squares as opposed to strips. Once the peppers are cut, I line them on a baking sheet and put them in the freezer before putting them in a storage bag. The reason I do this is so that the peppers can freeze as individual pieces. That way, when I go to use them, I can take out what I need. If I were to just put these peppers in, let's say, a Ziploc bag or vacuum seal bag, when I go to use the peppers, they will be frozen in one clump, and it will be harder to take out what I need. This also makes it where I don't have to use multiple bags, thereby wasting resources. So freezing peppers is probably the quickest solution to extending its life. If we harvest a lot of peppers at one time, I know we're not going to eat them, so I'll freeze them if I don't have time to dehydrate them or can them. These are 2 batches of peppers that I froze from 2 small harvests. It includes jalapeno peppers, bell peppers, and banana peppers. In addition to canning and freezing some of the peppers, I also dehydrated them. I start off the same way by removing the membrane and the seeds, and then cutting the peppers into nice sized pieces. You will notice the mesh sheet on each of the rack I placed the peppers. This is needed because the peppers will shrink. Without the mesh, they will fall to the bottom of the dehydrator. The temperature was set to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 57 degrees Celsius, and the time was set for 5.5 hours, although I added a few hours more the following day. The bigger the pieces are that you cut, the more time will be required for them to fully dehydrate. Now, this may not seem like a lot, but I assure you, it's way more than you think it is. So this is 1/3 of what's in here after being dehydrated. This is about 1/2 of what's in here. So dehydrating your food saves a lot of space. The only thing is, you got to make sure you store enough water to rehydrate. So these are the 3 ways that I have preserved the peppers from the garden, and I will continue to do so with the next harvest. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment, as these things will help the channel to grow.